Okay, cool. So we're recording now. As always, we'll plan to make it public. If anything gets said that you think shouldn't be public, let me know and we'll stop the recording and then we'll start again. And if we don't stop, we'll just make it public. Sound good?
Okay, sounds good.
Awesome. Yay, Angie, I'm so grateful to be connecting with you in this moment. You know, first of all, I just have to honor you and thank you for executing the agreement and sending the first payment and just beginning this journey with us. I get the faith in us in the universe. I really appreciate the universal signals that you've gotten, you know, from the beginning of our connecting around Uniting for Action. And I just honor that, you know, we are showing up perfectly in each other's experience to, you know, support each other, including Emiliano and including like the whole world. Like, you know, we're being the trailblazers for the world. So it's even beyond just the direct people that we're touching, but just everybody getting to experience that. And so let me just, you know, for a moment, just thank you and honor you and appreciate you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to our work together and getting really organized.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. And it's really great because I appreciate the opportunity to have this conversation and that we're recording it, because I feel like it's a conversation for everyone, and especially me, as I've been having it in my head, you know, thinking about talking about this. I've come to the distinction, you know, as we're doing these reality generating machines and the reality control panel and just doing everything we can to create our realities, I'm getting that there's a cutoff line of between what gets created and what maybe gets created. And that cutoff line is the commitment line, right? Everything that we're committed to is definitely, you know, going to get created as long as we're in alignment with our commitments. And anything that we're not 100% committed to is likely going to be dealt with by whatever challenges and obstacles, and, you know, the things, the ways that we get disempowered will surely show up in the face of things that we aren't committed to. You get what I'm saying? Like life will surely show up in the face of whatever we're not, but what we're committed to, what we're like, I have to do this. Like, you know, like what I'm doing depends on this. You know what I mean? Like when we're that way about things. And I've seen just a couple times recently with you, like, you know, when you were doing the videos with the different people and you're like, I've got to put these in these people's hands. They're like waiting on this. This is ready. Like your commitment was, I have to get this here to these people, right? Like this has to get done. And when you're, and then also like recently when you're like, I have to take today to catch up and to call clients and do these things, like I have to be committed to that this afternoon, right? Like in order to create the results that I need to do in my world, like this has to get done today, right? So as we draw this distinction between what's on the side of commitment and what's on the side of, you know, whatever, not 100% commitment, what's that?
Yeah.
We are inviting you, Emiliano and I are inviting you to put the meetings and everything we're doing with Uniting for Action, basically your whole relationship with Uniting for Action, on the commitment side, where you're being committed and you're being accountable. And what we're doing is we're creating a foundation of commitment and accountability that you get to spread to all the other parts of your world that you're being committed to. You get what I'm saying? Like we're giving you a model for what results you're going to create, because whatever you're committed to is what you're going to create results in. You get what I'm saying? Whatever doesn't fall within the circle of your commitment is just going to, you know, fall by the wayside, essentially. You get what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
And this is the thing, is that we're all up against all of these, like I feel it so much recently myself, as I'm pushing through all of my internal obstacles and challenges and the things that I avoid and the ways I haven't been responsible and all these different things, they're all in my way of me being committed to things. You get what I'm saying? Like, this is what drags me down to from creating results. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, these are the energetic anchors that I have to clear in order to rise above it to create results at a whole nother level. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's where we're supporting you. That's where Uniting for Action is supporting you. That's why we're creating this whole realm of empowerment, because we get that everybody has the disempowerments that's, gnawing at them here, gnawing at them there. You might call it like time management, right? Like the way time gets away. Like, that's a huge thing for me, right? Like, how did I just go through this day and this is all that I have to show for it, right? It's like, I needed to get this and this and this and this also done today. And now how is that, when's that going to get done? That's what it looks, that's what it looks like for me, right? So there's all these different ways that we have disempowerments that we are. Uniting for Action is supporting everyone wherever they're at and empowering them to create from there. You get what I'm saying? Constantly putting in the empowerment, constantly putting in the ability for you to create your reality and your power. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure.
And so I just want to put it in the context of, what you wrote back, when we wrote about doing the scheduling, and you said, so I can go ahead and reschedule it, at any time without any penalty. When you wrote that, you remember what I'm saying in terms of the comment?
I was saying I didn't really want to pay fees if I had to reschedule, because sometimes if I have to take a session that's going to help me to pay for these sessions, I need to do that. That's my priority.
No, I totally get that. And when you said that in the beginning, we totally got that. And that's why we said, is there any way, is there any time of day, is there any day that we could schedule with Angie where she wouldn't have to worry about that or not worry about that so much? I kind of figured that Monday at noon, like if you've had any client call you on Monday morning, like I need to be with you tomorrow or whatever, or this afternoon, that you could say, I'm available after 2 p.m., that you wouldn't have a problem starting your first session, at 2 p.m. and still be able to meet with Emiliano in general, right?
Yeah.
Does that seem like it's to me, again, that was why I was saying, if we can schedule it here, here's a place that Angie can say, every other Monday, I'm meeting with Emiliano, and that's the first thing I'm going to schedule my weeks around. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, this is the highest level business relationship you're ever going to have, because we're just going to keep adding more and more, supporters, more and more network. It's going to be through the network that you're going to have, all the support eventually, right? So what I'm saying is as you are being serious about your business, like, I'm going to get this book done, and I'm going to have these people doing this, and I'm going to get this done, and I'm going to get this done, that at the center of your support with Emiliano and Uniting for Action, like, that's the anchor that you build the rest of the world around. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
That's the way we want you to feel about it. That's the way we all want to treat it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes sense.
What's that?
That makes sense.
Because Emiliano is being in like that. He's counting on the fact that he's going to be meeting with you that Monday, and he's doing what he needs to do to prepare you, to prepare him. You guys are in a constant communication. This is your coach coaching you all through your world. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So the idea is you're gonna, you get it. You get it.
I get it.
Yeah, this will be your pillar.
I think Mondays, it's a good day.
You cut in and out. What did you say about Monday?
Monday is a good day.
Okay, that's good, because that was good for Emiliano too. And that's what we thought.
Yeah, that's a good time.
And you know, the idea of the extra payment is not meant to be punitive. It's meant to create a value for Emiliano's time, for my time. You get what I'm saying?
Sure.
Because we had the 72 hours, like if you do it, so if your meeting's on Monday at noon,
Yeah.
if anytime before Friday at noon, and you'll already be in touch with them for a week and a half since the last meeting, right? Like really, it would be like a week ahead of time. You'd be like, hey, I'm still behind on this. Let's push our meeting off another week or something like that. If you ever need to do that, right? You'll know in advance, right? And that would be appropriate because then he can reschedule and you can reschedule, and you're giving us ample time to deal with it, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
So again, not that we're expecting you to have to pay if you miss, but are you okay with the contract being that way? Because we did leave that in the contract, and that's the purpose of it, you know. And we don't want to be punitive, but we want there to be accountability, because we want everyone to get that there's a value and it costs us when something gets missed on the schedule that we're creating.
Well, what I would do is, if I need to reschedule it, like you said, then just let him know ahead of time.
That's the best. That's the best. We're all planning and we're all in alignment, and he knows how to plan and we know how to plan, and we can deal with it.
Yeah. So. And I just want to say, I have literally 10 or 15 more minutes on the call.
I'm not sure we need to talk a whole lot more, because this is the main thing, is I wanted to establish that Emiliano is going to be interacting with you on this level of what you're committing to. He's going to he's going to be helping you see what you're committed to and what you're not, right? We talked about this from the very beginning, right? That's what these reality generating machines let you do, is it maps it out in such detail that you look at it and you say, I can't do all of this in the next, 6 months or this year. This has got to go off to some other time, or to some other person or something, right? So this is the thing, is that we're building this core of commitment and then accountability to that commitment, right? So now if you're committed to this, what has to get done? What are the supporters? What stories need to be told to those supporters? What all of that, right? Along with all of the details of what you're doing, with your staff, which obviously is a whole nother level, and what you're doing with your own time management and all of that. So what Emiliano is going to do, let me show you this. And I need to actually talk to Emiliano about this, because it's come in my mind since we talked. But this is your schedule as of right now. Did you get a chance to look at this before, or is this new to see?
Well, I thought we just said Monday at noon, every other Monday.
Exactly. So this is what it looks like over time. So this is September 26th. That's your meeting. And then the next week, there's a half hour of follow-up. So you have an hour in between the meetings, right? So over 2 weeks, that averages out to a half hour each week that you're going to be interacting with Emiliano with emails or WhatsApp messages or whatever, as he's following up with you and being in touch with you. And then you have your next session on the 10th, and then the next one on the 24th. So this lets you see it over time. And again, part of the reason we're doing this is so that you guys can map out a plan, a phased approach over time. Okay. And we're going to break it down into 3 phases. So the first phase is going to be, the first meeting is going to be like your setup meeting. Like, you guys will talk about everything in your first meeting on Monday. And then from there, you'll develop what's actually going to happen in each of the 3 phases. But the 3 phases are going to be 3 successive meetings. So session 2, session 3, and session 4 will be a part of phase 1. Okay. And then
session 4. Okay.
Yeah, because session 1 is the setup. So it'll be 2, 3, and 4 will be phase 1, and then 5, 6, and 7 will be phase 2, and then 8, 9, and 10 will be phase 3. And so on this schedule, phase 1 ends at the end of October, or actually no, here in the beginning of November or middle of November, and then the other phase will end up in the end of December, at the end of the year. And then your next phase will end up in February. So again, that's on the current schedule. But again, the reason I'm showing you all this is because this is going to allow us to really make sure we're creating results in your world, right? Like like we're creating results just within the first 3 sessions, and then we're going to build on those results in the next 3 sessions, and then we're going to build on those results in the next 3 sessions. You get what I'm saying? And
Right.
and you and I will connect in between the phases so that you'll be giving Emiliano feedback. Hey, this is working. This isn't working. Like, I really want to focus on this. Like, you know, whatever. You'll be constantly giving him feedback, but you'll also be giving me, you know, in the world feedback about how we're doing in accomplishing these phases or creating results for you, or you get what I'm saying? All of that. So this is where, again, we're creating this accountability. We're going to be accountable to the schedule to help you create results. We're going to have you be accountable to this schedule, and you're going to tell us what you're going to fill it in with, right? Like you and Emiliano will figure out what's going to be in phase 1, what's going to be in phase 2, what's going to be in phase 3. How is this going to carry you into some new level that at the end of 5 months, you're in a whole different place than you are now? You get what I'm saying? And it's going to be what you're absolutely committed to, right? Again, if you're not committed to it, it's not going to happen. So that's where we're going to get laser focused on what we're all committing to, and then go forward and create it as the reality.
Okay, yeah, that sounds exciting.
I knew you'd appreciate it, and I'm glad we could connect about it. Thank you so much for taking the time. Do you have any questions or any comments or anything you want to share?
Thank you so much. Yeah. The questions, I guess, I know you had mentioned that there was some customization needed for the website, the way that I'm going to be using it. So I'm just checking to see, is that something that's going to be part of phase 1, or?
Yes, for sure. Yes. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because we want to have you using that right away. I don't know, because session 1 is going to be more of like laying out the map for everything over the rest of the 10 sessions. So that customization, I think, would be a part of session 2, or maybe even in between. It may be a simple kind of thing. I just have to see. Honestly, it's like a can of worms, and I don't know how many hours of development it's going to take me yet. So I can't say whether I can have it done by Monday or not.
Yeah.
So
that's fine.
But it is going to be a part of the early part of how you're being helped, because it's
the first 4 sessions, sometime in between.
By session 2. By session 2, I can say for sure you will be having that level of customization. You're frozen on me. Can you hear me?
Yeah, my phone got like frozen or something.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Thanks for coming back. I know you have to go around now. I was just saying, and I just sent you a message, that by session 2, you'll have that customization. So yeah, I want you to start using it, and what you're going to have, like we talked about. And so you can send me, because you're going to have each different, let's call it app, in a different organization. So you're going to have your staffing organization, whatever that's going to be called, and then you're going to have your book organization, and then you're going to have your sessions organization. So just make a list of those organizations, and maybe send me the list, like along with the links to the pages that you've already created that should be in each organization. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to make those organizations for you and then put them all in those right places. So then you'll be going to the organization, you'll be choosing from the list of the organizations, which essentially will be like a list of apps for you, right? Like you're using the control panel for this way for your staff, and you're using the control panel for this way for the book. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you're talking about the pages that I already have, send you a link of those?
Yeah, so for example, like for your book, you've got like the title of your book, right? That's going to become an organization within the Uniting for Action system. Under your personal profile, you're going to have an organizational profile. That's the title of your book.
Yeah.
send me the title of your book, and then send me the link to the page that you've already created that you're using as the book, because I'm going to move that page into the profile for the book. Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense. Right now, it's a page under personal Angie. It's going to become a page under the book's profile.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? So
Sense.
do that. Makes sense. Okay, so do that for each of the different organizations that you have right now. Give me the link to the page. Give me the name of the organization, and I'm going to set it all up so that at some point when you log in, it'll all be organized there already. Got it?
Perfect. Sounds good.
Okay, great.
Awesome.
Yay.
Thank you. Thank you, Jared. I appreciate all your work.
Thank you, Angie. I appreciate you being on this journey with us. Very exciting to.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. Keep rocking it.
Thank you. You too. Have a great weekend. Great to see you. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.